Hey, Adam here with another PAD Pro Tip. Today we're working on a 2015 Super Duty here for transmission concern. This is one of those terrible stories I hate to see come into our shop. Customer came in, received a bid from us, and went across town. He got a lesser bid and went with that bid. And it has now been about 3 weeks since we've seen the customer. The truck is back here now. Transmission was rebuilt at another shop. That word rebuild is a very wide open term. That means different things to different people. Anyways, had the transmission done. It has completely blown up, and he went back to the other shop after they did the work, and they did not warranty it. They had every excuse in the book. Tires were too big, this, that, lift kit, all this, but they were the ones who installed the transmission. To me, the onus is on them at this point to prove why this would not be their warranty. Anyways, so we're gonna get this thing apart here and figure out exactly what is and what isn't inside the transmission. He paid a large amount of money for that transmission, as these are very expensive in these trucks to do, and we're gonna see how much of his money he got out of that. At the end result, he's gonna leave this shop with the transmission intact with a real warranty. We're gonna cover anywhere, and it is gonna last because we make sure our transmission's built right from the top to the bottom. It's got brand new valve body inside of it. They're gonna put a triple disc billet torque converter in this thing. It's gonna handle all the power even this kid is gonna throw at it. So now we're gonna get the truck up in the air. Take a look, the guys have already got our trans built. It's already in the truck, 2-day turnaround. Let's see how they did. So looking everything over under here, everything looks good. Fasteners and everything. When the truck first came in, we were missing one of the starter bolts, and one of these bell housing bolts was also not in up here. So we've got everything back in there. We got factory Ford hardware put back in. This thing was blown up so bad that if you look at this thing up here, this is the transmission cooler. We actually had to replace this. There was so much metal inside the transmission line through these cooler lines. They came up and plugged that cooler. We tried to get cooler flush through there. You couldn't get the metal out. It kept throwing out these little shards of metal. Another thing, when you do a job like this, you need to have everything spotless. Even a cooler that has had some kind of failure transmission through it, at some point it's going to send metal back to the transmission. So again, we want our product to work. We're going to fix all that. We do notice this kid definitely drives this vehicle hard. As you can see, he has a physically snapped off front pinion yoke here, the actual yoke for the front pinion shaft. So probably doing some pretty hard launches on this thing. So from here, we're gonna go in and talk to Marty. I know he's got the other one apart now. Should be pretty cool. Okay, now we've got the parts out of the 6R140, the failure parts. Again, this transmission has 1 week of time on it, built at another shop. So we've got it apart. The big smoking gun of the whole thing is these sealing rings. These clutches rely on hydraulic pressure inside the transmission to apply a piston and hold these clutch packs together and apply force to make the vehicle move. For that to work, we need all new seals inside the transmission every time it's done. So we have these sealing rings. These fit on the stator inside the transmission, and we found these to be old. First thing, taking this thing apart, we went to air check this thing just to see if we might have any internal leaks. We had 100% leak down on the 3.5 reverse clutch pack in there. I'll kind of take it from the top here. We have clutch packs inside these transmissions. Will have a steel, a friction, a steel, a friction. So the steels have teeth on the outside, the frictions have teeth on the inside. That's the outside of the drum and the inside of the drum together. We use clutch apply force on these things, and it pushes all this together and then makes the vehicle move. So we would expect this kind of wear within about a week's worth of, we got a little chunk in here. So these did get a little warm, but not too bad. We don't have any large signs of abuse here. Everything looks pretty good as we get in here. So we're looking for heat check marks here. We're looking for any of this clutch material that's really burned off, and nothing too crazy going on. We get to the 2.6 clutch pack. We get in here. Everything overall looks pretty good. We do have a few heat marks in here, but nothing crazy. We expect to see that. This truck is tuned, so it's putting out quite a bit more power. And then we get down to this one, and this is the real smoking gun. So again, we should pull this back, and we should have a teeth in, so this should be a friction. You can see there is no clutch here. So this is 1 week at a time. It went all the way down to metal, so we're metal on metal. We have a steel and a friction, metal contact here. It got so hot, this thing is bent now like a Frisbee, and we go through these one at a time. So again, steel should be a friction on this one, should be laminated on there, back to a steel. And we finally get to a friction, and there's some left on this one, but you can see it has gotten hot, chunked all the way down. And that is all caused by, again, these rings on the stator, which caused us an internal leak. And we didn't have apply pressure for the 3.5 reverse clutch pack inside the 6R140. And I would speculate the reason these didn't get changed inside the transmission because they didn't have the right tool. It takes a special tool because these things, we cut them when we take them out, so there's a seam there, but you have to slide these over a cone. It's all made for this. It takes time. We heat these things up. We get them to slide over the nose cone of that thing before we put everything together. When I see this happen at another shop, it tells me they didn't have the tool. I mean, this is, you know, $5 worth of parts, and it has caused a complete transmission failure within 1 week again. So I'm Adam. Thanks for watching another PAD Pro Tip. Please like, follow, subscribe. Thank you.